सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओं. In Bhagavad Gita, we are in chapter 9. We have finished up to 30th sloka. And we will have to complete the chapter today. The total number of slokas are 34. From 30th to 34, Bhagavan glorified bhakti. So this glorification part we are dealing today. 31st sloka. क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा स्वस्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति. हे कौन्तेय, सः क्षिप्रं धर्मात्मा भवति शश्वत् शान्तिं निगच्छति मे भक्तः न प्रणश्यति इति त्वं प्रतिजानीहि. Kshipram bhavati means soon he becomes, very quickly he becomes Dharmatma, a noble soul. Nigacchati, and certainly attains Swaswachantim, the lasting peace. He Kaunteya, he Kunti Putra, O Arjuna, Pratijanihi, declare this to all. What is to be declared? My bhaktaha na pranasyati. My devotee never perishes. In sloka 31, Bhagavan assures the bhaktas. Soon, such a person, such a devoted person becomes a noble soul and certainly attains lasting peace. O Arjuna, declare this to all. My devotee will never perish. So, in sloka 30th, if you remember, apichet suduracharaha, that is what Paramatma used. Even if he is a crook of first waters, the moment he takes firm resolve to attain me, and if he is having that ananya bhakti, then he will become, a noble soul. So he is assuring that he is, in the right path and he will change. So, for a bhakta who seeks the help of God, Bhagavan is saying this. Saha kshipram dharmatma bhavati. So, whoever seeks me will become dharmatma, a noble soul. He will be compassionate to the world and the people at large. So here, Atma means mind. Atma cannot be taken as Sachidananda Paramatma. Dharmatma means not the Ardhan Kama who prefers Dharma as the topmost priority. So he has, given up Ardhan Kama. He has given up the mundane desires. And he has a priority for dharma. So for him, Ardhan Kama is like a pickle. Some people, they take pickle along with curd rice. Some take curd rice along with pickle. Like a small side dish while eating curds. He takes, like we say, this pickle, avakai. We take a small bit of that pickle and then eat. So in the same way, they don't totally give up Ardha and Kama. They will use it as a side dish. That is not their priority. Shipram means quickly. Shipram means quickly, soon. So very quickly he changes from Artha Bhakti to Ardharthi Bhakti. And then he switches over to Jijnasu Bhakti. So he has that internal transformation. Therefore, he is labeled as Dharmatma by Bhagavan. So, whoever cleanses these antakarnas and whoever is compassionate to the entire, living beings and who extends his help, he is called Dharmatma. So he could come quickly to Jijnasu Bhakti. What is this Jijnasu Bhakti and Jnani Bhakti? So one who has got the firm resolve to know himself, to know his Swarupa, to know the Swarupa of Brahma, he is called Jijnasu Bhakta. So from Artha Bhakti to Ardhartha Bhakti to Jijnasu Bhakti, he, graduated himself. He clearly knows peace, happiness and security is not available outside. They are available only with God. The word God is used in religious terms. In Vedantic terms, in philosophical terms, we use the word Brahma. If you use Brahma, that elongated Ha, that is Chaturmukha Brahma or Saguna Brahma. If you say simply Brahma with Hraswam, it is called Nirguna Brahma. That is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Athato Brahma Jijnasa. This is the very first sutra, very first principle in Brahma Sutras. So, he gets that aspiration. He longs for the knowledge of Brahma. So, when he gets that Brahma Jijnasa, so automatically he is blessed with the Shastra. That is what Krishna Paramatma is assuring. It is like this, when the flower blossoms, it need not send invitation to the bees. Automatically, when the flower is fully opened, the bees will come and take the honey. So, in the same way, when he is having all the qualification, when he becomes Jijnasu Bhakta, Bhagavan assures, Guru will come in search of you. So when you become Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna, when you are fully qualified, automatically Guru will come and find you. Guru will be in search of you. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. Because there is one fundamental principle, that is the natural desire. If you have desire to drink, Bhagavan has given water. So, if you have desire to eat, Bhagavan has given food. The desire to breathe is a very natural phenomena. So Bhagavan has given oxygen. So in the same way, this noble person has the desire to know Ishvara, the Swarup of Ishvara, the reality of Ishvara. So Bhagavan arranges a guru for such a noble soul. So he will get an ambience which is suitable to learning, and he acquires that Ishvara Jnanam. He acquires that self-knowledge. Ishvara Jnanam is nothing but self-knowledge. That self-knowledge. Then he becomes a Jnani Bhakta. That is what Paramatma is assuring here. So from Artha Bhakta to Ardharthi Bhakta to Jijnasu Bhakta, this transformation took place because of his firm resolve. Then from Jijnasu Bhakta, Bhagavan transforms him to Jnani Bhakta. Bhagavan arranges a guru, Bhagavan creates an ambience, Bhagavan creates all possible things which makes him a Jnani Bhakta. Swaswat Shantim Nigacchati. Once you become a Jnani Bhakta, then if you are a Jnani, what happens? So you get the lasting peace. Gatasun agatasuscha nanu sochanti panditaha. So in the chapter 2, Paramatma said that the Jnani will not worry in the life because he get a lasting peace. What type of peace? It is not ayaram gayaram. It is not the peace that comes and goes. Swaswat Santim, permanent peace. Whatever be the events that takes place in his life, his peace is not affected. The changes in the world, the changes in the events will not affect his lasting peace. So here Bhagavan is further saying, because Arjuna may think that he is simply boasting. So in order to clear his doubt, Bhagavan is giving another word. He Kaunteya Pratijanihi. He is further saying that not only you believe these words, but you propagate this to all. You propagate this as my, a rule, a natural rule. So, Name Bhakta Pranasyati. This is what Paramatma wants Arjuna to propagate. My Bhakta will never slide spiritually. So, mundane affairs, he may fall. He may see some difficulties, some good things and bad things in the day-to-day life. But spiritually, there is no decline. Name Bhakta Pranasyati. This is what you have to understand. Name Bhakta Pranasyati means it is not on the spiritual term. It is not on the, prosperity or, property or anything like that. Spiritual aspect. So my bhakta will never slide spiritually. This is what Paramatma assures all bhaktas in the entire globe. This is what Paramatma assures all bhaktas. So we will proceed to sloka number 32. Mam hi parthavyapasritya ye pisyu papayo nayaha Sriyo Vaisya Tada Sudra Te Piyanti Parangatim. He Partha, Ye Api Hi Papayonayaha Striyaha Vaishyaha Tada Sudraha Syu Te Api Mam Vyapasritya Param Gatim Yanti. Partha, O Arjuna, Api Striyaha, even women, Vaishyaha, Vaishyas, Sudras, Tada Te Api Yesyuhu, and those who are Papayonaha, sinful birth, He Yanti Parangatim, certainly attain the supreme goal. So, here Paramatma is saying, those who have taken a sinful birth and those who are women, Sudras and Vaisyas, they also attain supreme goal if they have the firm resolve. This is what Paramatma is assuring. So here we have a kind of feeling. Vyapasritaha means by taking refuge in me. Vyapasritaha mam vyapasrita means by taking refuge in me, they will attain the supreme goal. That's what Paramatma is saying. Those who are sinful birth, those who are of sinful birth, they also can attain supreme goal. So here, whatever may be the difficulties, whatever may be the weaknesses you have, it may be body-wise weakness, or mind-wise, or intellectual-wise, or your ambience-wise. So that will be taken care. Here, see, sometimes the parents are not in favor of the spiritual growth. Like Prahlada had a tough time to continue the spiritual path. He cannot say Narayanaya Namaha. He has to say Hiranyakasapate Namaha. So this is the problem. If you have an ambience which is not in favor of spiritual growth, it is very difficult. So Bhagavan says, I will take care. Mam hi vyapasritya te api parangatim yanti. O Partha, whatever be the weaknesses they have, if they take refuge in me, they will definitely reach me. Te api means one who has got the weakness will get paramagati, paramgatim yanti. Parangatim yanti means they will reach me. That means they will attain moksha. So, earlier they were depending on the world, now they depend on the God, and they finally depend on themselves. Mam vyapasritya means those who take refuge on me. They are doing the wise things. So when you can't walk properly, what will you do? You take crutches. Or you take somebody's hand. In the same way, Bhagavan says he will give the support. Lakshmi Nusumha Mamadehi Karavalambam. So Shankara Bhagavad Pada has given Karavalamba Stotras. So Shankara Bhagavad Pada has no problem, but he has given all this Stotra Vanmayam for the benefit of the entire human race. So this Karavalambam means support for the weak people to give moksha. He has given this Karavalamba Stotram. So who are these weak people? Bhagavan mentions here 4 people. So by seeing the Vachyartha, by seeing these surface meaning, don't get annoyed, because it will create some kind of uneasiness for some people. But if you look at the Lakshartha, you can know the real meaning. You have to take the Lakshartha, not the Vachyartha. Papa Yonayaha. So they will take birth in the sinner's house. Like, Prahlada. Prahlada is a great bhakta, but he is born to Hiranyakasipu. So there, his journey is against the current. So everything is not in favor of spiritual life. So such life is called sinful life, sinful birth. So like Prahlada's birth. Striyaha. Striyaha means so they take birth as women. We'll see why he said don't get worried. I'll explain what it is. Vaishyaha. They will take the birth of Vaishya. Sudraha. Sudraha means they will take the birth of Sudra. So here Paramatma, by mentioning some varnas and the linga, what Paramatma meant. Out of 4 varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, he has mentioned Vaishya and Sudra. And also he has mentioned Stri. So the reason is, if you have the mentality of these people, if you have Guna Vaishya and Guna Sudra, then it is not, spiritually helpful for spirit. It is not spiritually helpful, because Guna Sudra is tamasic in nature. He is always, lazy. He doesn't want to do anything. So for such lazy person, the spiritual path is very difficult. So it is not mentioned that Jati Sudra, Jati Vaishya and the women directly. So here the idea of Paramatma is those who have the mentality of these 3. So the mentality of Sudra is to be lazy, lethargic. So he cannot take up anything. So he is always tamasic in nature. So this tamasic nature is not good for spiritual growth. So that's what Paramatma wants to highlight here. It is not to belittle any varna or any gender. So we should be very active. We should be, always ready to take up the spiritual path. So tamasic nature is not good. So that is why he said even those who has got tamasic nature will be uplifted. So even in the higher jati, like Brahmana jati also, the people will have this tamasic nature. They are called Gunasudras. They are born as jati Brahmanas, but their nature is Gunasudra. So Bhagavan is mentioning about such people. Similarly, the Gunavaisya. Gunavaisya means they are very, commercial oriented. They don't want to, share with the world. So when you want to be very commercial and selfish, and you don't want to share your richness with the people at large, that means the charity is not there. If charity is not there, then that dhanam is of no use. Dhanam dharmartham. That is what Paramatma wants to say. So you can earn, there is no difficulty. But that earning, ultimately should boil down to charity. You should help the needy person. You should help a person to educate. You should help a person who is hungry. So that way, a Guna Vaisya has to, do charity, which is a rare thing. But now, this is actually a temperamental wise, comment made by Bhagavan. But in fact, if you see the great temples, great charity, it is done by this Vaisya only. This is a fact. The great charity, the magnanimous charity is shown by Vaisyas. So that is what is Paramatma wants. So he said, Guna Vaisya means though they are Jati Vaisya, they are showing that Guna, Brahmana, Guna Kshatriya quality. So this is what Paramatma wants to encourage. So he said they should not have any kind of stinginess, and they should have that charity in their mind. So that is why Paramatma used these words, though they are very harsh to assimilate and accept. So the third one is Stri Swabhavam. The Stri Swabhavam is highly sentimental, emotional. So when you are emotional and sentimental, you lose the logical balance. So the mind dominates the intellect. When mind dominates the intellect, then they cannot exercise what is right, what is wrong. So Paramatma wants all of them to be, more strong mentally. That is why one who has got this women mentality, even they can, achieve me. They can reach me once they take refuge unto me. Then they also have the weakness for love and affection. They have so much of compassion towards their children. Even if the child is going in the wrong path, they love them so much, they forget to set them right. Such a blind love will be there. So Paramatma is talking in these angles. So even though they have this weakness, the sentiment, the emotional feelings, they can achieve me. So the people of women mentality, even men can have this mentality. It is not necessarily that women are to be taken. Even men have this mentality. So Paramatma is talking about the weak-minded people by saying Tri Swabhavam. So you should not have any jati beda. Na mrityurna sanka na me jati bedaha Pita naiva me naiva mata na janma na bandhun na mitram gurur naiva sishyaha chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. So, I don't have any sangatvam. So, this is the feeling. You should grow beyond all relations. You should grow beyond all emotions. You should grow beyond all mundane desires. So, for this, Paramatma used these words. It is not to belittle any caste. It is not to belittle any gender. So, hope I am very clear in explaining this. Here the guna Vaisya and guna Sudra is not to be encouraged. Every person will have these gunas in spite of his birth. So from guna Sudra you have to escalate to guna Vaisya. From guna Vaisya you have to escalate to guna Kshatriya. From guna Kshatriya you have to escalate to guna Brahmana. This is the transformation. So you will become guna Brahmana irrespective of your birth. That is what Paramatma is assuring. If you have sangatvam with God. So to control or to have regulation for all these weaknesses, Paramatma is the only source. So for everyone you should have an Ishtadaivam. So you can think that Bhagavan as your father or your mother or your son, and you can always talk to him and you can tell him your problem. So that Ekarupa Bhakti is initially essential for everyone. So from Ekarupa Bhakti you have to go to Anekarupa Bhakti and then you have to proceed to Arupa Bhakti. So for this you have to have this Vairagyam. So if you have this kind of mentality, it is very difficult to get Vairagyam. That is why Paramatma happened to mention all these things. Here, our Paramarthanandaji says, for example, he says, one lady, she said that if I have to cut my love towards my son for moksha, I don't want moksha. So it is like this, even this bondage is so difficult to get out of it. So that becomes an obstacle for this spiritual growth. One who is an addict to smoking, he sees in all newspapers smoking is injurious to health. Then he said, after seeing all these warnings, I stopped. The other person asked, why did you stop? Stopped reading the news items, the alerts in the newspapers. So this is how these people will be. So Paramatma is saying you should have firm resolve. You should have an absolute faith in me, Ananya Bhakti, and then seek me. Then I will take care of you. You will definitely reach me. That's what Paramatma is assuring. Tepi anti parangatim. Te api anti parangatim means that so these people, they will get moksham. He is assuring, Paramatma is assuring, these people will get moksham. These people means, once again understand, the mentality is mentioned here, not the caste. Similarly, not the gender, the mentality is mentioned there. So we'll proceed to 33rd sloka. Kim punah brahmana punyaha bhakta rajarshayastada anityam asukam lokam imam prapya bhajasva mam. Kim punaha punyaha bhaktaha brahmanaha tada rajarshayaha tasmatvam anityam asukam imam lokam prapya mam bhajasva. So punaha punyam kim? Then what to talk of punya brahmanaha? So virtuous Brahmins. Here he used that adjective punya brahmanaha, not simply jati brahmana. So it is not simply by getting Brahmin birth you get moksham. You should have a firm resolve. Then only you will be liberated. Not simply getting a higher birth, you are assured of moksham. So virtuous Brahmins, those who have got the punya brahmana, those who are virtuous in nature, tada bhaktaha rajarshaha, royal sages, prapya mam anityam. So they reach by having come to this impermanent asukam lokam, joyless lokam, bhajasvamam, they worship me. Then Paramatma is saying what to talk about the virtuous Brahmins and devout royal sages. Having come to this impermanent and joyless world, they worship me. So Guna Brahmana is basically Sattva Pradhana, is sattvic in nature, predominantly sattvic in nature. So right from the birth, he has got that spiritual bent of mind. So he is not after Artha and Kama. So that is, because over years and janmas, he has performed sadhana. Now he became a Guna Brahmana. Similarly, Guna Kshatriya is Rajoguna Pradhana. He is more into day-to-day activity, and he is, not that spiritually oriented as Brahmana. Guna Brahmana. Guna Vaisya is Rajoguna Pradhana and also Tamoguna Pradhana. So, if Guna Kshatriya helps the society selflessly, Guna Vaisya, he is more into his commerce and trade. So he is more towards mopping property. So here the Guna Vaisya is discouraged. Guna Vaisvatvam is discouraged. So Guna Vaisya should transform into Guna Kshatriya. That means he has to ward off his that selfish nature. He should be doing more charity. And Guna Kshatriya is always into some activity or other. So he is selflessly working for the security of the society, security of the entire world. So that is the nature of Guna Kshatriya. So he is more active. So that overactiveness is also not encouraged in spirituality. So here Paramatma says from Guna Kshatriya also you have to transform to Guna Brahmana. You should be sattvic in nature. You should not be tamasic. You should not be rajasic. You should be sattvic in nature. That is what we should know. Kim punaha punyaha brahmanaha. So, Gunavaisyas and Gunasudras, they are entitled to moksha. Then what to talk about Guna Brahmana and Guna Kshatriya? This is Kaumutika Nyayam. Kim Bhuta, what to talk about this? So, Punyaha Brahmanaha. So, Guna Brahmana, Punya means the Sattvic minded, Sattvika Pradhana. They always have this dharmic pravartana. They always have this dharmic nature. So, they are into all, rituals and all, good things in the world. So, Rajarshayaha, Gunakshatriya. So, what to talk about Punya Brahmana and Gunakshatriya? So, Bhaktaha, they are my Bhaktas. So, they get moksha. So, what do you understand by this? So, it is not our money power. It is not our status. It is not the people around us which will take you to moksha. So, the criteria for moksha is you should, change your attitude from tamasic to rajasic, from rajasic to sattvic. That is the highlight here. You don't bother about the caste and all that mentioned here. It is only to say that the quintessence of this entire lesson is we have to change. If you are tamasic dominated, from tamasic you have to change to rajasic. From rajasic you have to change to sattvic. This is what Paramatma wants to emphasize. Mam bhajasva. So, may you worship me, may you pray me, may you take refuge into me. So, first we all start with Artha Bhakta, then Ardharthi Bhakta, we have to change to Ardharthi Bhakta. Then from there we have to change to Jijnasu Bhakta, and then we have to finally reach the Jnani Bhakta, reach the stage of Jnani Bhakta. I don't have enough time. I don't have even time to breathe also. I will take up the spirituality after I retire. This is what most of the people talk. So, Paramatma says, where is the guarantee that you will live up to that? So, this sloka is anityam. Anityam lokam prapya. So, for good things, never postpone. So, you start from today, right now. So, some people, they say, I don't have time for Upanishads and Gita. So, doesn't matter. You get up and take bath, and while you drink coffee, you just offer namaskara to me. So, your, that very gesture is very important. Even if you spend half a minute, that is the beginning. Asukam means this entire world is full of dukkham. Samsaram dukkhalayam. That is the title given by Bhagavan to this world. So, never postpone bhakti. Never postpone spiritual endeavor. So, we do not know what is in store for us tomorrow. So, it may be in terms of health, in terms of property, in terms of, our mindset. So, today you take up a firm resolve. I am changing. I'll start reading Bhagavad Gita. So, like that, you have to, have a firm resolve. Those who have not, completed Bhagavad Gita, at least start today and, try to complete. At least one reading you must finish, so that, as we teach, it will, sink more into your mind. So automatically when you chant that sloka, the meaning will reel into your mind. So if you have not started or if you have stopped somewhere, you kindly take it up again and complete. So you have to spend invariably some time for spirituality. For mundane things, I need not tell you. You will be, so much engrossed in mundane things. So you try to, keep some quality time for spiritual life, apart from your mundane affairs. So 34th sloka, the last sloka in this chapter. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam damaskuru Mabe vaishyasi yutvaivam atmanam matparayanaha Tvam matmanaha matbhaktaha matyaji cha bhava Mam matparayanaha san namaskuru Evam atmanam yuktva mam eva yeshyasi Manmana bhava, fix the mind on me. Madbhaktaha, be my devotee. Matparayanaha, keep me as the supreme goal. Matyaji, be my worshipper. Namaskuru mam, surrender to me. Yuktva, fixing. Evam eshyasi, in this manner, you will reach mam eva, reach me alone. Atmanam, who am the self, am the very self. Fix the mind on me, be my devotee, keep me as the supreme goal, be my worshipper, surrender to me, fixing the mind in this manner, you will reach me alone, who am the self. So, here Paramatma is giving a plan, a kind of guidelines for all bhaktas. He says how you should reach. He is giving stepwise the attitude and progress one should achieve. So here Paramatma is giving a 5 capsule plan. So first he says, Mad Bhaktaha Bhava. So may you have bhakti on me. So the bhakti, this is sadhana bhakti. There are 4 types of bhaktas as we know: Artha bhakti, Ardhartha bhakti, Jijnas bhakti. There are 4 types of bhaktis we know: Artha bhakti, Ardhartha bhakti, Jijnas bhakti and Jnani bhakti. First two, Artha bhakti and Ardhartha bhakti, Bhagavan is sadhana. Bhagavan is the means and the mundane things are the end. So even if you start like that, Bhagavan is ready to receive you. So that is the beginning stage. Bhagavan is not saying don't start like that. You can start like that and finally reach to Jnani Bhakti. So he knows we all want mundane things. Dhanam, dhanyam, pasum, bahuputra labham, sata samvatsaram, like this. Our desires go unendingly. So doesn't matter. You start like that with Sakama Bhakti. Then you have to change your priority. From mundane things, you have to change to Bhagavan. So second stage is Matparayanaha. Keep me as your ultimate goal. So this is Sadhya Bhakti. From Sadhana Bhakti to Sadhya Bhakti. From Artha Bhakti, Arthartha Bhakti to Jijnas Bhakti. Second stage. The first two are Manda Bhakti. This is Madhyama Bhakti. So in this stage, Bhagavan is the sadhyam, he is the end, and world is the means. So you should know the peace, happiness, and security is with Bhagavan. So, if you keep Bhagavan as your ultimate goal, then you have escalated yourself to a great extent. Then third stage is Manmana Bhava. So, having kept me as your ultimate goal, don't leave me. You have that one-pointed concentration. You have that mumukshu bhakti. So, as a gruhastu, you may be having all mundane things, all transactions, day-to-day affairs. You may be building a house, or you may be earning, you may be educating your children. So all these things are there. As a gruhastu, you have got lots of problems. In spite of that, don't have any sidetrack. Have one-pointed concentration onto me. This musician, the person who sings classical songs, is always concentrating on the tune. So that Shruti he keeps in his mind, and then he sings. In the same way, the Mumukshu Bhakta always keeps Bhagavan in the background. The fourth step is Mat Yaji Bhava. So you dedicate whatever you do unto me. This is Nishkama Bhakti. Yat karoshi yadasnasi yat juhoshi dadasi yat. So all your doings you dedicate unto me. So whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you perform, you dedicate that unto me. This is Nishkama Bhakti. Mam namaskuru, take refuge unto me. Take my blessings, take my anugraha. So this is what Paramatma wants to say. So in the beginning, you have the free will. In the end, when Paramatma says Mam namaskuru, here Paramatma says you also need my grace. It is not simply your free will which matters. Free will plus Bhagavan's Krupa, Ishvara Krupa will make you successful. So both are important. So this is what Paramatma wants to conclude. So Mad Bhakta Bhava. So keep bhakti, have bhakti in abundance on me. This is sadhana bhakti. Keep me as your ultimate goal. Mat parayanaha bhava. Keep me as your ultimate goal. That is sadhya bhakti. Manmana bhava. Having kept me as your ultimate goal, don't have any distraction. Let it be one-pointed concentration. This is called mumukshu bhakti. Fourth, mat yaji bhava. Dedicate all your karmas unto me. This is nishkama bhakti. Mam namaskuru. Take refuge and take my grace. Seek my grace. This is seeking Ishvara Anugraha. That is the ultimate bhakti. So, evam atmanam yuktva, having spent this kind of spiritual life, mam eva yeshyasi, you will definitely reach me. You will definitely get moksha. This is what Paramatma assured. So, to start all this, you should have bhakti. Bhakti is the very the very fundamental thing in this entire chapter. So he glorified bhakti, and he also given the route map for all of us. So let us follow this. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogo Nama Navamodhyayaha. So, in Bhagavad Gita, in Upanishads, in Brahma Vidya, in Yoga Shastra, this is the dialogue between Krishna Paramatma and Arjuna, and the title of this chapter is Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogam, and this is completed. In the next class, I will take up the summary of this entire chapter. Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.